If you're on a GLP-1 medication like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro, and you want to lose weight the right way without losing muscle, getting loose skin, or gaining the weight back, this video is for you. I'm going to show you the biggest mistakes people make and exactly how to fix them.
Hello, my name is Consuelo. I am a 44-year-old mother, wife, and family nurse practitioner. Throughout my life, I've struggled with my weight and my own health problems. As a patient, I realized that the healthcare system is not designed to help patients understand their health. Now, in my own practice, I enjoy helping patients learn what is really going on in their bodies so that they can make better decisions for themselves. My motto is good health, good vibes, happy life. I hope you join us and make us part of your health journey. Now, on to today's health talk.
Information provided on this channel is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. I am not your medical provider, and this content is not a substitute for seeking medical care, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting any supplement, medication, or health program, especially if you have medical conditions or are taking prescription medications. Statements regarding supplements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use of any information provided on this channel without first consulting with your healthcare provider is solely at your own risk. Hey guys, welcome back to our health talk. In my previous video, I gave an overview of what the GLP-1 medications are and what they do in our bodies. Today, I want to discuss some tips and tricks on how to be more successful while using the GLP-1 medications and how to help maintain your weight loss after you stop the medications, and how to avoid things like Ozempic face and Ozempic butt. So, what is the biggest problem I see in patients taking these medications? It is the lack of protein intake on the medications. If you've already been on a GLP-1 medication, you know that they are very potent appetite suppressors. They also tend to cause nausea in a lot of people, making you feel like not eating. Of course, we do need to have a little bit of a calorie deficit to help with weight loss. But the number one most important thing you need while on any weight loss program is protein. If you haven't seen my previous video on the importance of muscle, I talked about how protein is our body's building block for making muscle in our body. And muscle is one of the most important things in improving metabolic health and helping with weight loss. If you have not watched that video, I highly recommend it. It gives some really great information. The problem tends to be that it can be hard to eat protein while on these medications. GLP-1 medications slow digestion, and protein takes longer to digest than carbs and can feel heavy, slower, and sometimes uncomfortable. I have a lot of patients tell me that when they eat protein, they feel more nauseated, so they just end up skipping it. What happens when you're not getting adequate protein intake is that you start losing muscle mass. I'm sure you've heard of people talking about Ozempic face and Ozempic butt. If you haven't, this is just referring to the sunken face and flat butts that people are suffering from after using GLP-1 medications, not just Ozempic. These problems are occurring due to large muscle mass loss. The biggest issue with the loss of muscle mass is that after you lose a large amount of muscle, you lower your metabolism. Muscle is also a giant glucose sponge. So when you lose muscle, more glucose stays in your bloodstream, which will then turn into fat. Also, losing muscle will make us feel weak and tired, which will reduce exercise tolerance. So patients that lose a lot of muscle mass will be more likely to regain their weight and maybe even gain back more than they lost. Just a refresher from the importance of muscle video. To build muscle during fat loss, you should be getting 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of protein per day. You should either use ideal body weight or adjusted body weight for these calculations. If you weigh 275 pounds, you do not need to be eating 218 grams of protein per day. You can find calculators online that can help you figure out your ideal or adjusted body weights. So if your adjusted body weight is 170 pounds or 77 kilograms, you should be eating around 123 to 169 grams of protein per day. So you can see where this would be difficult to achieve. So what is the best way to get in protein without getting super nauseated while on these medications? Protein shakes tend to be one of the most helpful tools in accomplishing this task. The protein shakes tend to be easier to get in and sit better in the stomach, often leading to less nausea. For protein shakes, there are pre-made protein shakes, which can be convenient but often expensive. If you plan on drinking several protein shakes throughout the day, which will likely be the easiest way to get in large amounts of protein, then getting a good protein powder can help save some money. Whey proteins are a good choice. It is a high quality complete protein. It is rich in leucine, which is a key for building muscle. It digests quickly. It is one of the most well-studied proteins for muscle growth and muscle preservation. On our website, we do sell 3 types of whey protein. We have a premium whey protein, which is a blend of whey concentrate and whey isolate. We have a 100% whey isolate protein and a clear isolate protein, which is one of my favorites. It is quite delicious. A lot of people don't know the difference between whey concentrate and whey isolate. So first, let's explain what whey is. Whey is a type of protein that comes from milk. A simple explanation is when milk is turned into cheese, it separates into 2 parts. Curds to make the cheese, and then whey, which is the liquid that is left over. The leftover liquid is processed and dried and turned into whey protein. Whey concentrate is a less processed form of the whey protein, and it's typically 70 to 80% protein. It contains more lactose and small amounts of fat and carbs. It is cheaper and often tastes creamier, but some people that have lactose intolerance can experience bloating and gas. Whey isolate is more filtered. It's typically 90% or more protein. It has very low lactose and minimal fat and carbs. It can be easier to digest, cause less bloating. It is more expensive and not as creamy. Our protein powders have about 25 grams of protein per scoop. And to get a nice boost of protein and make the shake a little creamier, I will also throw in a half cup of cottage cheese and some almond, cashew, or coconut milk to blend it with. The half cup of cottage cheese will add another 11 grams of protein, making one shake 36 grams of protein. If you have 3 protein shakes, that would make 108 grams of protein. Then have a 3-ounce chicken breast at some point during the day, and you will be at 134 grams of protein per day, which will be hitting your goal for most people. Another helpful supplement well on the GLP-1 medications is a collagen supplement. Collagen can help with skin, hair, and nail support during weight loss. Rapid weight loss can lead to looser skin. Collagen may help with skin elasticity and support skin structure. Collagen can also help with hair and nail strength and health. Also, as you increase your activity, joints, tendons, ligaments get more stress, and collagen helps support these tissues. The best way to use collagen is 5 to 10 grams daily. Pro tip, take it with vitamin C. This helps collagen formation. Our multi-collagen is from grass-fed, pasture-raised bovine. It contains type 1 and type 3 collagen. Type 1 collagen is found in skin, bones, tendons, ligaments, hair, and nails. It helps with skin firmness, bone strength, and tendon and ligament integrity. Type 3 collagen is found in skin, blood vessels, and organs like your liver, and it supports skin softness and stretch, blood vessel integrity, and tissue repair. So the type 1 helps with strength and type 3 helps with flexibility, and together they maintain skin structure and elasticity, which can help skin to look younger and healthier. 1 scoop of our collagen peptides will get you 10 grams in collagen and an extra 9 grams of protein, which is great. Okay, so we have discussed the number 1 most important thing to do while on the GLP-1 medications. Now, the next most important thing is to incorporate strength training. As we discussed, protein is our body's building block for muscle. Having enough protein can help muscle loss while dieting. But even better than maintaining muscle mass is building muscle mass. When you increase muscle mass, you will increase your basal metabolic rate, which will help not only with losing weight, but even better is to keep it off. We always think about cardio as being the thing to help us with weight loss. And although it is important, it is really strength training that has a major impact on weight loss and also looking better as we are losing weight. Remember that Ozempic butt we talked about? If you are strength training, you can keep a nice shape to your tushy as you are losing weight. It can also really help with the loose skin on our arms that lead to those bat wings. So what should we be doing for that strength training? Just a refresher from the importance of muscle video. To build lean muscle without size gain, you want progressive overload with strength training, about 3 to 4 days per week. And you want to use moderate weights. No need for those super heavy weights. As I previously mentioned, I joined Planet Fitness and did their 30-minute circuit 3 to 4 days per week. I like that I didn't have to think about how to group together the weight machines. It was upper and lower body, and it incorporated the cardio portion if you do the steps, which I definitely recommend. Now, I know some people really don't want to go to the gym. Maybe you don't have childcare, or maybe you get home too late, or maybe you are just intimidated, which you shouldn't be, but I definitely understand. You can definitely get strength training in at home with minimal equipment. I recommend getting a couple of pairs of hand weights. Usually you can find them on Facebook Marketplace. I'd recommend having a lighter pair, about 3 to 5 pounds, and then a heavier pair, maybe 8 to 10 pounds. And while you're sitting watching TV, you can do bicep curls, overhead presses, lateral raises, you name it, you can do those. Just remember to get around 8 to 12 reps and then do 2 to 3 sets. For your lower body, you can do squats, you can do lunges. If you have trouble with doing unassisted squats, you can have a chair, you can sit up and then sit down and then stand up and then sit down. If you need a walker in front of you, that would be fine. If you have bad knees, it may hurt and you may not be able to do those exercises. I want you to listen to your body. If it's hurting, stop doing it. And always check with a healthcare provider before starting any major new exercise programs. The other thing I like, if you can get down on the floor easily, is to do the old school Suzanne Sommer leg kick. You know those ones, the side kicks up. That can help with the outside of your hips. If you can't get down on the floor, then I recommend getting some of those large resistance bands, those big giant rubber bands. You can put it around your legs, and then as they're around your legs, you can open and close your leg one at a time. This is going to put some stress on the hip, and it's going to help build up those muscles on the side of your leg. I actually recommend this exercise quite regularly to my postmenopausal ladies to help with bone density in their hips. And you can find those resistance bands on Amazon, and I'm actually going to try to get some for our online store as well. With all of these exercises, you can start increasing your weight as your strength increases. For the squats, you can get a kettlebell to hold to add weight to your squats. I'm also a big fan of Pilates videos, which you can find a ton of on YouTube. Pilates is great for toning. I really like Move with Nicole on YouTube. Some of her videos are a little hard, so I always recommend starting off easy and then doing what you can. Remember, start off easy and modify if you need to. Recently, my favorite thing to do is Peloton bootcamp videos. If you've ever used a Peloton, you know they are actually a really fun way to work out. You can find an instructor you like with the music you like, and you can get through the workout in no time. You can often find Pelotons on Marketplace for a pretty good price, and then you need to pay about a $40 monthly fee, which for me is worth it to have an exercise that doesn't feel like torture. In the beginning, it can feel really hard. You just need to modify and do what you can. You will get stronger and better, and eventually you'll be able to keep up with the instructors. But there is no shame in your game if you can't. As long as you're getting in your exercise, that's what matters. So just modify and get the exercise in. You don't have to keep up. Do what you can do. One thing I wanted to touch on is that a lot of patients feel tired while on the GLP-1 medications. Sometimes it's because they are not eating enough protein, but I've had patients eating all of their protein and they still feel tired. I really like a creatine supplement for this. Creatine helps your muscles hold on to strength, perform better during activity, and reduce muscle breakdown. Creatine helps support energy and strength. It gives your muscles quick energy, especially for lifting weights, walking up hills, or short bursts of activity. On GLP-1 meds, some people feel more tired or weaker because they're eating less. Creatine can help maintain strength and stamina even on a lower calorie intake. If you're trying to build or maintain muscle while losing weight, creatine can help improve workout performance, help you recover better, support muscle growth when combined with resistance training. Creatine is well studied and safe for most patients. As I always say, you should check with your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement. Generally, people who should not take creatine supplements are people with kidney disease, reduced kidney function, people with poor fluid intake, and people with liver disease. It should not be used in children unless directed by a pediatrician, and usually avoided in pregnancy and breastfeeding. Creatine dosing is usually 3 to 5 grams daily. Any time of day is fine. Consistency matters more than timing. You can mix it with a water or a protein shake. Our creatine is manufactured with the highest standards from pure pharmaceutical grade lab tested creatine monohydrate. One scoop has 5 grams of protein and there are 100 servings in the container, so it should last you a while, which is great. Just a heads up, you will have some water weight gain when you first start creatine supplements. Creatine helps pull water into your muscles, and this can lead to a 1 to 5 pound of weight gain in the first 1 to 2 weeks. Just remember, this is intramuscular water, not fat gain or bloating under the skin. This is actually what helps muscles perform better and helps with recovery and may improve muscle growth over time. This is actually a good time to touch on the fact that if you are eating more protein and strength training and maybe using a creatine supplement, you initially may look like you are not losing weight because the scale isn't moving. Remember that muscle weighs more than fat. If you are losing fat and gaining muscle, the scale will look like it's not moving. I highly recommend that you take your measurements. This is a true reflection of what is happening with our body. Also, take pictures and pay attention to how your clothes are fitting. For people who cannot afford the supplements, collagen and creatine are not super necessary. It's just helpful. I would definitely invest in a good protein powder. The protein powders can seem expensive, but remember, regular protein sources are also pricey, and you will be eating a lot less. So instead of spending money on tons of groceries, you will be spending it on other forms of nutrition. If you want to get all of your protein from food sources, just make sure you are hitting those protein goals. So these are the most important things that can be done to help be successful well on the GLP-1 medications. This can help with a potential for faster weight loss, but more importantly, it can help you keep the weight off and help you look more toned. If you're interested in any of our products, please check out our website at goodhvl.com. You will find the products I talked about today as well as some of our other products. You can also find a downloadable version of the content for future reference. Thanks for joining me, and as always, thank you for making me a part of your health journey. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button, maybe even drop a comment telling us what you liked and even what you did not like. If you want to see future videos, hit that subscribe button. This will also really help to support our channel and help us reach more people. Also, visit our website at goodhvl.com. This is where you will find the products that we talk about, but also downloadable versions of all the information we make videos about so you can use it for future reference. And again, thank you for making us part of your health journey.